Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Ayodele Fash. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. For a new subscriber, you know I love you, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for always coming back. Okay, so I'll try to look at the camera. Anyway, so yes, like I said, I'll be answering some of the questions that you guys asked the last time I put up a Q&A on my community tab, right? Also, in my last video with my husband, I said that I will be putting up a post so that you guys can ask the questions that you want to ask the two of us. So I'll do that today. So by the time you're seeing this, the post will be up. So if there's any question you want to ask me and Mr. Fash about, the whole journey, the process, anything you want to ask us about our marriage and how we are navigating things, I think we did a good job trying to address those questions in the last video. And thank you guys for this love that you guys showed that video. It's amazing. I know you guys said I did a little bit of clickbait, right? But anyway, so don't let us get into that. All right, so today I feel like I need to be audible because I'm using like a connected mic. Normally I use like a lapel mic. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so the first question I have here is from Joash. So I'm reading from, I should actually read from my phone. I think that will be better. Okay, I'm actually listening to this message by Pastor Sam Oye. You guys already know he's my pastor, and he did last week's message was exercising your authority. If you watched my last video about being emotional as Christians and stuff like that, this is a very good follow-up to that message. I'll leave a link in the description box in case you want to listen to it. Okay, so let's go to your questions. All right, okay, so the first person who commented was well, I don't know if it's, let me arrange it by the newest so that I can read it in chronological order. I'm not promising that I'll finish all the questions today because I have to be at work soon, right? So Toyin's diary said she's the first person who asked, and obviously her question was, please I hope your husband is joining you soon. I love your videos together. And then someone responded to her, that is Henrietta, and she said, I wanted to ask too. Now, so many of you had these questions. Is my husband joining me soon? Obviously yes. Hopefully. So I can't really give out much of the details now, but you guys just put us in your prayers because that's really what we need right now, right? So just pray that he joins me soon, okay? But the plan is that he's going to join me soon, and I absolutely cannot wait because this country can get very lonely, right? And yeah, having friends and people around has been great, but yeah, it can never substitute, obviously it can never substitute for him. So yeah, hopefully the plan is that he joins me soon, but just pray. There are certain things that is delaying things, Nigerian things, but I can't really disclose some of it now. I will do that later, but yeah, just put us in your prayers. I would really appreciate that. Okay, thank you. All right, Crystal said, congratulations on the move. Will you do an inside apartment tour? Well, I did a brief tour of where I'm staying, but I didn't really go into much details, but I did something like that. So go and watch one of the, I think it's the last vlog, the last relocation vlog. Yeah, I did that video. Okay, thank you very much. All right, Oyewole Georgina said, beautiful face, hope you are enjoying the place. Are you coming back to Nigeria? Is your husband joining you soon? Career is important, but family matters the most. Please balance everything. God will help you in all your ways. Happy hearing that Mr. Fash will be featuring in the video. Yes, Mr. Fash already featured in my video. If you watched the last video on my channel, you would have seen, that we actually did a video together just talking about how we navigated things. Anyway, go and watch it. So his first comment, beautiful face, thank you so much. And then he said, hope you're enjoying the place. That's it. That's $1 million question. Yes, obviously it's been a lot. I don't think I've actually been in that space of enjoying, and that's because you guys already know when I moved in here, immediately I came, my class started, assignments, everything, everything just hits me at once. So I don't really know if I have started enjoying the place. I think for now I'm just going with the flow, taking it one day at a time, ensuring that I'm doing everything I need to do, my course, my everything, okay? And then I have exams next week, so yeah, anyways. So yes, I think I am I am still easing into the pace, trying to, you know, get into that space of being alone, living alone, right? And balancing work and school and, you know, every other thing in my life, right? So I don't know if I've started enjoying it, but yeah, but recently, you know, God has been dealing with me about, you know, enjoying the season, enjoying the moment and stuff like that. But I would say that it has been a lot of learning. There's been a lot of learning. There's been a lot of yeah, I would say learning and trying to balance myself, right? Okay, and then the next thing he said was, are you coming back to Nigeria? A lot of you actually asked this question. Do you have something when I give me Nigeria? I don't know. Well, again, the plan is not to stay here, right? I would definitely be coming back to Nigeria. Absolutely. Okay, I will be coming back to Nigeria. Yeah, that's all I can say for now, right? I will be coming back to Nigeria, but I don't plan on staying in the United States, you know, illegally, or yeah, I don't plan on doing that. If that is crossing your mind, okay? Okay, and then he also said career is important, but family matters the most. Balance everything. God will help you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I absolutely agree that family is important. For me, I always preach that on my channel. Your family should always come first. And I think in the video I did with my husband, in the last video, you know, we kind of, you know, highlighted on that this is a mutual decision. This was not my decision. And if you watched my video as to why I moved here without my husband, you would understand that, you know, it wasn't really about me. This was about us, right? So yeah, that's all I can say for now. Maybe later I would explain more about the situation, but trust me, my being here is because of my family. And yeah, so let's leave it at that. Thank you very much, Wole. You always comment on my videos and I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. Victory said, I know this is not related to what you asked, but could you make a video about affordable or cheap schools in Ghana that offers law? I've not been in Ghana for the past, I don't know what, it's been a long time. I've been in Ghana since 2017, I think. Yeah, so I don't really know about the schools in Ghana and all, but I have a Ghanaian friend. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know, I'm not promising, right? But when it comes to law, I mean, one school I definitely can recommend that I know is also cheap, well, not cheap, but at least is affordable, is Zenith University College. My sister actually graduated from there. My own school is not even I can't even advise anybody with what dollar and naira is doing right now, because my own school I was paying in dollar, but in Zenith you actually pay in cedis, so it makes it, you know, quite affordable for you. And I know they have a very good, is it BBL or LLB, law courses, right? So I had a number of lawyer friends who actually did that. But one thing you need to know when you're studying law in another country is, you know, depending on where you want to practice, if you're practicing in Nigeria, you still have to come back to Nigeria to do, I think, a year's course or something. Well, anyways, yeah, you should check out Zenith University College. It's actually a very good school. I would definitely recommend that because my sister actually graduated and they are accredited to the University of Cape Coast, right? Okay. All right, Unique Blessing said, congratulations on your relocation, Victoria. Do you plan on staying permanently in the US? I think I already answered that. No, I do not plan on staying permanently in the US unless God says, right? Okay, so maybe I should stop saying, well, you're asking about my own plans. Well, that is not the plan. But we are being led by God, right? If God, you know, opens the door, of course, if God is asking me to stay, he will open the door that would make me to stay here legally. But, you know, I am not planning to stay here. As of now, it's not in my plan to stay here permanently, right? Okay, all right. Tayu Courage, another persistent follower. Thank you so much. She said, what was the most difficult part about leaving Nigeria? Please, when are you going to be with Mr. Fash again? Okay, I think I already answered the second question. The first question, what was the most difficult part about leaving Nigeria? I think everything was difficult, right? Leaving my husband behind. My mom, you know, you guys know my mom came down and then she saw us to the airport. My in-laws, who are amazing people, by the way, and you know, I think that was even painful for me because it was just the two of us in Abuja. I mean, when it comes to our family, and you know, I left. So and she's an amazing woman. I think everything, right? I miss Nigeria is home. That's where my heart is. That's where my treasure is. The Bible says where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. My treasure is currently there because my husband is there. My family, you know, my mom is there. You know, Nigeria is just home, you know. So I think it was difficult leaving everyone and everything I know behind, and you know, coming down here, you don't really know what is waiting for you. You're not really certain about, you know, the kind of atmosphere you will meet here, right? So I think number one, leaving my family, that was the hardest part. And then, you know, coming into a lot of uncertainty, right? I think that was also, you know, a huge part, right? Yeah, okay. All right, so thank you for your question. I hope that answers it. Oluwadamela says, congratulations, Victoria. I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much. Sally says, thank God for this victory. Yes, this victory is God's, right? If you watched my video about how, you know, the whole relocation process happened, you would know that this victory is God, right? I'm so happy for you. Please, I want you to give me the difference between assistant program and scholarship. Do they cover all expenses? Okay. So in that video, I will do a separate video to talk about this, about, you know, getting a scholarship or assistantship in the US, right? But let me just answer your question. Assistantship they're quite different from scholarship, right? Some assistantship, okay, well, assistantship is like they're giving you'll be working with the faculty, you'll be working with a department in your school, right? So, and then they'll be paying you every month. Now, some assistantship comes with full tuition waiver, which is, you know, they would cover all your tuition fee. Well, yeah, up to 9 credits course or 9 credit hours, right? Which is what most master's program is, right? So they will cover that. Some of them only cover the equivalent of your fee for an American citizen. So basically, if you I feel like I need to like do a full video to answer that. But to answer your question, yes, assistantship and scholarships are different. So my school offers scholarships. You know, there are certain scholarships that they offer for international students. So most schools, you know, they do that. So you can always research that. But assistantship is actually a great way, especially in the US. That's what most Nigerian students are on, because getting scholarship is not that easy too, because sometimes you have to rely on international bodies and all of those. But assistantship is the school that is employing you as a staff and they are paying for your tuition, okay? Sometimes it covers it full, sometimes it only covers a part of it, but then you also work for the school and you get paid, okay? All right, so yeah, I hope that answers it. But watch out for the videos I'll be doing starting from next month, because next month I will be going into details about, you know, the how you can successfully, you know, move here to study, right? Okay, let me know if you're looking forward to that video, okay? Okay, do they cover all expenses? I think I answered that already. Adiola says, does a 2-2, that is second class lower graduate, stand a chance of getting scholarship in the US? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely, right? As long as you're able to get admission, getting assistantship or scholarship, I mean, is, well, I don't know a lot about scholarship applications. Some scholarship has their requirements that, you know, you have to be a first class graduate, you have to do this and that, right? But for assistantship position, honestly, they don't really ask for those. They are just asking, have you done this job before? Because it's like a job interview, right? So yes, some scholarship have their own, so it depends on the scholarship that you're applying for. Some of them require you to have certain academic record, some don't. So yeah, but absolutely a 2-2 can, you know, yeah. Anyways, okay, Olusegun said, when is your husband coming to join you? I have already answered that question. Mark said, congratulations, Mrs. Fash. Do you plan on living permanently in the US? I already answered that. And what was the most stressful part in your relocation? God bless you and your husband. Thank you so much. The most stressful part. What was the most stressful part? I think everything was stressful. Maybe when I do a detailed analysis of how the whole process happened, you would know why. Because I did not stop working. I was working throughout the whole process because no, what US Embassy did to me. Number one, there was no dates. Okay, if you're planning on, you know, applying for a visa, maybe for spring semester, it's better you start to apply now, because getting an interview date is headache now in Nigeria, and it was a trouble, it was a problem for so many people. I was lucky because I was able to apply for an emergency appointment, and mine was approved. I know so many people who applied for emergency and were not approved. And sure, there's a guy now who was supposed to come with me from, you know, we're in the same school, and he couldn't because his emergency appointment was denied. Okay, so many people were denied, so many people were not, they didn't even respond to them until the last minute. But me, you know, I applied early enough and I got approved, but the date they gave me was literally 3 days to my departure date, to my school resumption. So I couldn't stop working because, again, even though I know that, you know, you work with faith, that God has done everything, but I'm a kind of person that I'm Thomas. If I don't see it in my hand and see it, oh God, if I tell you some of the lessons that God taught me throughout this process, we'll talk about that in some other video. But anyways, it was stressful for me because the visa hadn't come. I needed to book my flights, which I already did. I actually booked my flight a month before my visa interview, because flights are also expensive, right? And then, yeah, I couldn't stop working. I went for my interview on Thursday. Was it on Thursday or Wednesday? I think on Thursday. I went for my interview on Thursday morning. I got approved, and then I stopped working on, no. I went on Tuesday. I got approved. I got my visa on Thursday. I stopped working on Friday. Yeah. So, and then I traveled on Tuesday. So all the preparation I ought to have been doing, which God was telling me to be doing, but I'm like, visa that I've not gotten. I was literally dragging my feet because I'm like, well, they've not given me the visa, so I'm not sure. So why go and resign? Why do this? Why do that? And at the time they gave me, I had to literally do everything at once. And that was why the stress was so much on me, right? So yeah, that was a very, very stressful period for me. But anyways, here we are. Okay. Cherry Berry said, do you intend on coming back after school, or will your husband have to join you there? I already answered this question. Who my husband, yes, obviously my husband will be joining me here, but do we plan on staying here? I already answered that. Okay, congratulations, Ma. This is from Blessing. How can I start admission process, because I am just rounding up my BSc program, opting for masters abroad? I'll do a video on this, right? But start researching the schools that you want to go for. Start looking at what are the course requirements, right? If you're just rounding up, it means that you might, for some of them, like for my own admission process, I didn't need to give them my certificate, because if you graduate, it takes sometimes for some school a year for you to get your certificate. Well, me, I had mine, but it wasn't required, right? So you need to get your official transcript, right? Get all the requirements, the documents that they will need, and make sure that you have them before you leave your school, because then you can now start to, you know, to do your application and all of that. So yeah, you just need to start to do your research the schools. So you might want to research for schools that are not that does not require, there are some that require certain exams, right? So look for schools that offer scholarship, look for schools that offer, you know, maybe assistantship, look for schools that, you know, have just research, right? Research schools that, you know, that offers your course. And then, you know, when you get the list of the school, then maybe go on YouTube and see the schools that most Nigerians are in. That way you know schools that actually give preference to international students, and then, you know, just start to do your groundwork, right? So that when you have all the documents that is required, you can then apply. For some of them, you need to pay an application fee, which I did. Some of them you can apply for an application fee waiver. So it is better for you to start your application sooner, so that you have time to apply for an application fee waiver. We'll talk about those. Look out for the subsequent videos that will come out next month, right? About relocating to study, right? Okay, where am I? All right. Congratulations on the move. Will you do an inside apartment tour? I think I already answered. Oh wait, I think. All right. Okay. So Fumilayo said, congratulations once again. Thank you. Are you there to further your education? Yes, I am. I'm pursuing my master's degree here. If yes, please make a video about your admission process and how you and Obi got there. Well, Obi is not here yet, but yes, I will do a video on that. Okay. All right. Reggie said, men. Nigerians, people will not kill me. She said, man, Yankee looks good on you, Mrs. Fash. My regards to hobby. When I have Japa cash, I will ask questions. But I said I should comment because I'm so happy to witness your growth via YouTube. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, and when you get done and see, don't wait until you gather money for Japa. Japa is not as serious as some of you have been believed to make it seem. Yes, it will require some expenses from your side, but one thing, well, I don't know, just pray about it. And that's the thing, just make sure God is leading you to live. Trust me, don't live because everybody's living. Don't live because you think this is what people are doing and you should do that. Make sure that that is what you are supposed to do, right? And if that is what you are supposed to do, if that's where God wants you to be, it's going to make the process easy for you. So when I hear people saying that, oh, I'm waiting for cash and stuff, if God is asking you to move, right, start doing your own and allow God to do his own, because provision comes from God. Okay, the Bible says that blessings does not come from the east, not the south, not the west. It comes from God. Okay, and if you already watched my video about how this whole thing happened, you would know my own testimony. So if God is the one leading you, God will make a way. Okay, all right. Josh said no questions. I'm just so happy for you and your family. Thank you so much. Faith said congratulations, dear. Please, I want to ask, did the fact that you study have a fellowship in the US years back influence getting of departmental scholarship? And what is fellowship? What is the difference between the program you did years back and the one you're doing now? Now, this is a video that I intend to do. Just all this video I keep promising to do. I need to write them down. But yes, I really love this question. This is actually a very good question, right? She said, did the fact that I've come to the US influence the scholarship that I got, the assistantship that I got? No, absolutely not. The assistantship is like a job application. Okay, so whether you've been to the US or not, they know that you're an international student. What they are looking for is, have you worked in this capacity before? Have you worked with students before? Even if you have not worked with students, have you worked in teams, right? And yeah, and can you do it? Can you replicate? What have you done in your previous job? I had different assistantship interviews. I applied for a social media manager with the communications department in the school. I applied for a mentorship position. Now, these are roles that I have done before, right? I also applied for teaching assistant because I have taught before. So basically, assistantship positions are like jobs that are available, and those positions, some of them comes with a full tuition waiver. You understand that? So so yes, assistantship does not require, whether I've been to the US before or not, did not influence me getting assistantship. Okay, I hope that answers your question. And then she said, what is a fellowship, and what's the difference between the fellowship that I came to do in the US before and this one now? Watch out for the video that I will do about comparing my last time in the US and this one. That would answer your question. Okay, yeah, but fellowship is different. I didn't come, the last time I came to the US, I was not schooling, right? I was working or training with an organization, right? So that's different. Okay, but we'll talk about more into that in another video. So look out for the series of videos that'll be coming out from next month. Okay, all right. She also asked, please, what course are you studying currently for masters, and what did you study in your BSc? I'm currently studying communications and advocacy, right? In my and I'm specializing in strategic communication. In my BSc, I actually did strategic communication, so it was easy for me to just move there, not just because it was easy, but also because that's what I do. Okay, I've been an advocate for girl child education in Nigeria before I came in here, and that's reflected in my application, right? So that's what I used to tell people. You cannot do mathematics. Well, you can if you have a good enough reason for wanting to switch. Okay, so what you studied in your BSc might not really impact if you will be, if you will be given admission or not, right? Everything just depends on how are you able to convince them that you can do this course and you want to take this course instead of what you studied in your BSc, right? So for me, just a second, guys. Baby girl, I'm doing a video. Let me call you back. I'm rounding up. I'll call you guys back. Yeah, so I was saying that you can actually study a course that is not related to what you did in your BSc, but in your application form you need to be able to explain, and I'll talk about that because that's very important, because that's where most people make mistakes. Because some people feel like in your application you have to be so professional, but sometimes you just need to be personal to get them, to make your own application to stand out, right? Yeah, so we'll talk about that later. Okay, Yeah, but that's what I studied and that's what I'm studying now. Okay, she also asked, well, she asked a lot of questions. Also, for spouse willing to take for spouses willing to take the path you took, one partner going first, how does the other partner come to meet them? I think it's easier. Well, I don't think it's easier, right? Because I don't think any of the process, especially when it comes to the US, maybe in the UK, it's easier. My sister is in the UK. She's also having a master's in the UK, and her husband and a child. But when it comes to the, so I was saying that my sister and her husband, they are currently in the UK. It's easier for spouses to go. Like UK is so easy, right? But for the US, it's a bit complicated because it's just you trying to convince them that you're just coming to meet your spouse and not to japa, basically, right? So our question is, one partner going first. I think for us, it was just a decision that we made. You can choose to go together or choose to go separately. People say that going separately increases the chance of your partner coming, right? But during my visa interview, I saw a few couples who came together and they were given their visa, right? And some were not, right? And some, only one was given, the other was not, right? So it just depends on how you're able to convince them that, you plan on coming back. That's really what they are looking out for. But yeah, it's always advisable that one person goes ahead, and sets the pace, gets things ready for the other person to come, right? But people do say that it makes the acceptance of your spouse easier, like them saying that, oh, my wife is here, I want to go and meet her, is easier than, oh, we are both going together. If you're both going together for the interview, you need to be able to convince them that you are not japaing, right? I hope that makes sense. Again, we'll talk about that. Okay. All right. Okay. How does other partner comes to meet them? Okay, so every as a student, you get an F1 visa, right? An F1 visa is like a permission that the schools kind of telling the embassy that you have admission with them and they want you to come. You are their responsibility, basically. Now, every F1 visa who is married is entitled to an F2 visa. Now, an F2 visa is like permission for your spouse to come. Okay, so basically I applied for an F1 visa. If my husband is coming, he will apply for an F2, which basically indicates that he's a spouse of a student, of an international student in the United States, right? Yeah, so that's how it happens. Okay. Do you intend on leaving the USA after some years or relocating to Canada? When I saw this your question, I'm like, girl. Well, I've already answered this question, okay? I love your marriage and your relationship with your husband. It's so difficult to believe you guys had problems. Was it marital or financial? You guys. Okay, so I believe that she's asking based on the last video I did about why I came down. I kind of inferred that there were some situations and circumstances, okay, that influenced my decision to come here, and I influenced that we're going through certain things as a couple. But the reason I didn't tell you what it was is because I don't want you to know, okay? At least not now. So if I do feel comfortable to share that, I will share that, okay? But thank you for asking. At least it showed that you watched the video, okay? All right. I love relationship. And then she said it's so difficult to believe you guys had problems. Every marriage have their own issues, right? Every marriage passes through their own tough times, right? So yeah, okay. Lumi and family says God is good always. Are you bringing your baby along? Which baby did you give me? Anyways, okay, Tassia, my sweetheart, she said welcome back. Tassia, actually, we were both in the same program that I came to the US for the first time. Right, so we're both in the US. She's from Jamaica, and then we met in the US because we both came for the fellowship program I came for initially, and she's actually also here, so which is exciting. She said we must grab coffee soon. We already had a conversation on that. So I will be going to DC, right? So many of you have reached out to me that you live in DC and all of that. So somebody actually even offered to give me a tour of DC. I have been to DC before, but I never, apart from the monuments, I didn't really go anywhere. So I'm really looking forward to that. So when I will be going to DC, I will let you guys know so that we can do like a catch-up, okay? Some of you have been asking for meet and greets. Sorry, I don't think I'm big enough for meet and greets. But so many of you have asked, you know, so many of you many of you actually live like 2 hours away from me and you want to meet up. I just want to get settled with school and make sure that I've gotten a reading first. Then we'll start to, you know, schedule all of that, okay? Where am I? Okay, Ajibola said, congratulations, Mrs. Fash. Do you plan to visit your husband soon or till you finish your master's? Ha! For 2 years. Kilode? No, I don't plan that though. Or is he planning his own relocation? Well, yeah, the plan is for him to join me. I think I already answered that. I thought the first time you went to the States was for masters. No, it was not for masters. Again, when I do a video to explain the difference, you would understand, okay? I need to run now because I'm running late for work. Okay, Favor said, please let us know the sites to get the opportunities for doing masters and these assistant programs. Does it apply to all schools or is it just your school? Another question, can someone with a second class lower apply and also get the assistant program? I think I've answered all of this. Yes, I'll be doing the videos to talk about, you know, schools where you can apply and get, you know, more opportunities. I already also answered about the second class lower degree. And then no, assistantship is offered by a lot of schools. In short, I think almost all schools in the US, right? You don't get those in the UK, but you definitely get them in the US, okay? So it's not just my school. All right, the Unique Blessing says, please can you give detailed explanation of how you processed your admission and got a job immediately in the US? Yes, I will do that. Look out for the videos that'll be coming out next month, right? Congratulations, Mr. Fash. This is from Kende. Mrs. Fash, sorry. What state are you living in the US? I am in Virginia. Precious said, tips on how to apply for fully funded assistantship. Yes, look out for those videos, okay? I have to hurry up because I'll be late for work. Esther said, hi Victoria. Esther is also a very avid follower. Thank you very much. Congrats on the relocation. Please can you give details about your admission and admission process? Thank you so much. Yes, I will be giving details. Look out for the videos that will be coming out next month, okay? Grace said, what course are you studying in your master's degree? I already answered the question. Bosses said, I want to ask about Skillshare app. Okay. I tried it with my Gmail, later requesting for ATM details. First month is free. Please can I continue? Because okay, anyways, yes, when it comes to Skillshare, you guys already know I am collaborating with Skillshare. So yes, for you to apply for the free 1 month trial, you need to put in your card details, but you can absolutely cancel before the 1 month is over if that is what you want to do. Okay, the last question I have here is from Omoumi Darasimi, and she said, congratulations, Mrs. Fash. Actually, she just commented last week. Always happy and excited that you are on the show. I credit you for that. God bless you, ma. Thanks for being a blessing to us. You are really wonderful. Thank you so much. You're so kind. And please remember Mr. Fasho. He will just miss you. You're Romeo and Juliet. I love you. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your beautiful questions. Okay, and this is where I'm going to wrap up the video for today. Thank you guys so much for asking your questions. Let me know if you have any other questions. You can always ask. On the post, I would, I'll put a picture of me and my husband for you to ask your questions, okay? All right, thank you guys so very much for your beautiful questions, your beautiful wishes, and yeah, I truly appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing, okay? Until we meet again, my name is Victoria Ayodele Fash, and you guys have a wonderful and amazing day, okay? Bye. Mwah.